Hello everybody, Targal here, and welcome to a new series on Scrap Mechanic. Now, this game is out for a couple years now, but it was only had a creative mode. And I never played it until yesterday. On the 7th of May, it came out with a new version, and there is now a survival mode. And I always said that if there's a survival mode on this game, I want to play it. Because I've watched probably hundreds of hours on this game. On other YouTube channels where they just build contraptions and they have mini games, and like one of my favorite channels for this is Neeps Gaming. They have a lot of videos out on this game where they just battle it out and they come up with crazy ideas. It's really fun. But now that Survival's out, I bought it. It's on special on it's discounted on Steam right now. It's like I think $14. $14 for a game. And it's had a huge overhaul. From what I've read, is that the developers got together with the raft developers because there wasn't really any water. There was water, but you could like fall through. But now there's an actual underwater area. You can dive and everything. So I'm super excited to get going with this. And I did play for a couple hours yesterday because I had no idea about this game. And today I want to show you guys the beginning stages and everything that I found out through trial and error for a couple hours, and I hope you guys are excited, and I'm super excited to play this. I'm looking forward to it. So let's jump right in. Here we are. That's where you start. And like I said, I had no idea what to do, right? Of course I saw these glowies over here, and I'm gonna try to show you guys everything that is good for the first couple hours to get going, right? So this is obviously a survival game. You guys see in the bottom left, we have hunger, life, and water. And you start with this lift right here. I did rebind the key binding, by the way. I didn't want to reach across my keyboard to arrows up and down. And this is, you always spawn with this as well as your trusty hammer, right? With Alt and scroll wheel, you can zoom out, in and out. And you guys see I'm wearing a little bit of a different backpack and an overall. And apparently, I'm not wearing a shoe on the left. I didn't even know that. Because you find like cosmetic kits around the world that you can then identify. And I did that in my other save game. So that's why I look a little bit different. So, apparently we landed in this, right? And I had no idea what to do. What do you do? I ran around and I tried to hit things and nothing broke, right? So, but anyways, don't worry about the ship just yet. What I would do is come straight over here. And there's enemies, okay? Nighttime, I have not noticed that anything spawns extra. Mobs do spawn, resources like these boxes do respawn. I think the only thing that doesn't respawn is trees and rock formation. I think everything else does. So, right mouse button on this bucket picks it up. So now we have a bucket and we can come over here and fill it. And let's just go ahead and extinguish the fires on the inside over here. Like, when I started, I did not look over here. I didn't see it. I ran in there and I'm like, okay, everything's on fire. I guess I cannot do anything in here, right? That's what it looks like. So I just followed these loot boxes. And then after a while, I'm like, what am I doing, right? I'm telling you, it was not that easy. Now, there's one cool thing that I found, and that's when you press H down here on the right. You guys see that? It's how to play. It just gives you basic. It's how to build a vehicle. I had never built one, and I followed this exactly, and it worked. Then how bearings work, and you know how the lift works, the connect tool, the driver's seat, how you bind things, how the engine works. Thrusters, I never played with them. Triggers, I have not played with those either. Controller, I did play around a little bit with here. Same was with the logic gate, so you can actually make some really cool contraptions here. So, but you take this water bucket, and then you like see over here, it says throw. Let's see how much we're going to extinguish with that. There we go. So I'm just going to run back and forth here a couple times to get more water. And there's also a billboard over here that actually shows you how to farm and all these things. I didn't see any of that when I started. There is really not any information. But I didn't get frustrated because, you know, I'm a long-time Minecraft player. And if you think about it, when you start playing Minecraft without help, like, let's just put yourself in the shoes. You never played Minecraft in your life, and you install it and play yourself. You have no idea what to do in the beginning. But now it's gotten a little bit better in Minecraft because at least they have the advancements that tells you in the top right, you know, get some wood. And so on. But you have no idea what to do, really, or think back on the days when there was no craft book, right? How would she know what you can craft and all these things? But anyways, and I do have a lot of high hopes for this game. There's quite a bit of content so far in the survival mode, but I also see that there is a lot more when you explore that I hope that they're gonna add in the future, right? But we'll talk about all that when we get to it. So I do want to do this one, and this one is already, so I just need one more bucket. You're really not gonna come back here often. I'm gonna show you guys what you can do here in just a second. You know, you can spend your first couple of days here if you want and just get the hang of the game. But there's what's called a mechanic shop down the road. And that's where I made my base in the other game. So I do want to extinguish this here. Alright, good. So let's put my bucket. I leave it on 3 for now. So right here is something. There's 2 ways to get things. There's items that are placed in the world, you right click. And nothing else in here you can do. You can't break anything, nothing. But that's why I was so confused. I'm like, how do I get building blocks, right? What do I do here? You also got a couple of sodas up here. And nothing is highlighted what you can take. So it's for you to find out. And there's a radio, a microwave, some decoration decoration items. But I'm going to leave all these here for now. I don't want to take them, but there's this thing right here. A chest that has 4 slots. I'm going to take this with me. Now, there's one thing I want to show you right away. Is if you put something into an inventory and then right-click pick it up, you walk slow and it puts it on the, you know, you carry it. And then you can place it again. But when they're empty, chests and so on, then they just become an item in your inventory. Okay? Oh, that was one thing I found out. There's also a scrap wheel here I'm going to take with me. Actually, you know what? I am not. I'm going to leave it right here. It's just an extra inventory slot. And inventory is a little bit... It takes a while to get used to. There is some ammo. There's a potato crate. I'm not going to take that either yet. I have no use for it. There's some decoration pipes, a cardboard box. And this is a headlight for vehicle. I'm going to leave that here as well. I'm going to leave everything. I'm taking the fuel. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to leave it. Because we're going to build a vehicle down the road. And then I can drive back here and pick it up. Now, why I'm not taking the scrap wheel is because there's different types. There's scrap wheels, wheels, and big wheels. And the scrap wheel, it drove me nuts, the first vehicle I made. There is no way you can drive it straight and so on. It's crazy. Now, one thing we are gonna take from here is some of this here. There's a bunch of stuff on fire, as you guys can see, but there's also these trees right here. They're glowing. And when you break them, they break into ember. And this is something you need for better metal here when you want to actually make your first real vehicle. So we're gonna need that. Then, of course, you got a bunch of shinies in the world, right? So we got a soil bag here. We got chemicals. I don't know what chemicals are for yet. I have not used them yet. So I'm just going to go down this dirt path here and break all these boxes. And we're going to make our way to this building. And there is a master battery up there. And that master battery we need to put into this crashed ship right there. And then we can use it's like a crafting terminal, okay? There's 2 types of crafting terminals. There's the ones that are built into this airship as well as the mechanic shop, and they can just make very basic items. And then in the mechanic shop, there's another construction terminal where you can make 5 different types of bots. And one of them is a craft bot, and that one, if you use that, unlocks, you know, all the different blocks that you can make and other parts, just a lot more, right? It's like an advanced crafting table, I'm gonna call it. So I'm just gonna be careful here. I love it, the cartoony look. I have a little bit of a feeling like I'm almost, it's a mix for me. All right, these guys right here are pretty easy. They take 3 hits. And if you play it smart, they don't hit you at all. This guy hit me for 15 damage. That's fine. Your health does regenerate as long as you have food and water. And these containers right here, also the loot, I think respawns. I am not sure, actually. I haven't done that much. There's the battery. Now, you guys are going to see these things right here. These are from, I call them voodoo bots, but I have heard other names like Haybot. I forgot the other name. Farmbot. No, the Farmbot is the one that shoots. I've never encountered one of those. But when you kill those, they have a chance of dropping one of their limbs, I guess, right? And you can either pick them up. You guys, again, see that I carry it on my shoulder. And I can place it in the world or anything like that. Or you can hold E, and then we get this potato peeler. That's what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see, but... and you hold down E and you refine it. And now I got 10 scrap metal for that. So that's actually how you get your metal in the beginning, okay? So, and how to fight these guys, I'm going to show you. You can pour water on them that immobilizes them for like a second and a half. Or you just walk backwards and swing and they can never hit you. The problem is if you encounter more than one. If you fight two at the same time, it's pretty much guaranteed that you will get hit. And they do a ton of damage. I think like 4 hits and you're dead. Alright, so it's scrap mechanic. What was that just now? Oh, okay, seeds. Let's put these back here. So this, lot of mining and harvesting is the big theme here, and as well as farming. Farming is the big thing. That's how you get... It's hard to explain. You set up farms, and then you take the produce... and you bring it to special packaging plants that are all over the world. And then those package it up into crates. And these crates you bring to a trader. And you turn it in. And you don't get anything in return. It's like it just keeps credit. Wait, there's another way up here, yes. And then with those credits, you can buy things from that vendor. There are certain things you can only buy from them. Certain seeds. There is, I think, 8 different seeds. The beginning one is carrot, tomato, and beetroot or red beet. Then there's a broccoli, which I have no idea where to get that seed. And then there's also pineapple, orange, and banana. And blueberry. Yeah, that's 8 right there. And the pineapple, I have not found where to buy it. But the banana, for example, the blueberry, and the orange, you buy from these traders as well. So you gotta turn in the lower stuff in order to get the higher seeds. And yeah, that's it. And like I said, the system, the way it's set up, I think is there's gonna be a lot of additions to this game eventually, right? There's gonna be more items and so on because, well, if you have everything, I guess it's the same as Minecraft. It's just your imagination, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I got this battery and I'm gonna head back to the ship now. I just heard one of the other bots, so I'm trying to find them so I can show you. And of course loots, lots of loots. Now where are you? I heard it under... Yeah, you guys just heard it. There he is. I call them voodoo bots because you'll see in a second. I don't know, they have something like a voodoo look. And you guys see, I just walk backwards. And it takes 4 hits, and they're dead. And he didn't hit me once. If you stand still, you probably gonna... Well, you could take out 1. But then you're gonna be really low life, right? And of course, water and food is finite. You have to farm for that, or scrap for that, and so on. I'm not gonna chop down a tree or anything just yet. It takes a long time to process all of that. Like I said, I'm trying to get back to the ship right now just so we can put this in there. Because there's no reason. You could take this battery with you for the mechanic shop. But there's no reason. Because there's one literally right there. From what I understand, there's every place that has a terminal. Like, this is the furthest you need to go to find one. Okay, the mechanic shops have it directly in. I don't know why they didn't just install it. Alright, let's place this master battery. Alright, now powers are stored. They're endless. There's always these little billboards that show you how to get it. And now we have access to this thing. And we can make a scrap gas engine. That's okay. The driver's seat is okay. I have not made a seat because I'm in single player. You can make bearings. You can make cardboard boxes, switches, buttons, and the connect tool. And the connect tool, I'm not going to make just yet. But this is the biggest problem here, these scrap wheels. I mean, you see what they look like. And it literally drives like that, the physics. It's nuts. I would never use those wheels again. They're just horrible. I use them for decoration and so on when we build our base. So, I just wanted to show this. I was no reason for me to come back here. You could, like I said, make yourself a vehicle if you want. But I'm going to go ahead and run back the same way. No. What am I talking about? We have to go over here now. I want to show you guys how the farming works. And let's fill up these two. There we go. Component kits. Those component kits are really important. You need them to craft things. But you... Oh. But you also need them to upgrade things like suspension, seats, engines, and so on. It's like an upgrade component, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and scrap this as well. And it's 9 p.m. on the top left. You see the time. There's no sun or moon in the sky. I was actually looking for that when I started. I'm like, okay, how do I know how much long it is? I did not see that clock up there for like the first 5 minutes. All right, and there isn't even a third bucket. And those come in handy right here, right now. Now, you got a couple things here. And I'm actually going to spend the next day here because I do want to get a little bit of food. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick these up. This is the soil. That's these little bags. They turn into the bag. If you place them on anything but dirt or grass, you place the bag. Just like if you hold down F, force build, it places the bag itself up to 5, right? But otherwise, if you place it, it puts it like this. Now, why I picked it up is that I want to... let's bring it right here. I just want to be closer to the water. I don't want to... Like, every extra step you guys are going to see in a second. It just takes time to do. Now, one really important thing is... When you place these bags... Or when you farm overall, do not plant more than 9, I believe. I always went with 8, just to make sure. You know what? Let's try 9 this time. Because it's like it's a freebie. Oh, why do I have a scrap wheel on me now? You're right there. It's a freebie. Anything with 10 or more, shortly after you plant it, you get a unauthorized farming message. And that triggers waves, just like in Fortnite kind of thing, right? Like I said earlier, this game reminds me a little bit of a mix between Fortnite and Fallout. Because, you know, the gathering, the looting like in Fallout, and also kind of the post-apocalyptic feel to this world. Because everything is broken and so on. And Fortnite, if you guys never played that, I'm not talking about the Battle Royale, guys. I don't like that one. But the original Fortnite, the single player, you actually scrapped stuff and then you set up defenses for waves of enemies. Okay? And this is kind of like that here. When that triggers at midnight, you get a wave. I've heard that there is the more nights in a row that you trigger this, the stronger the waves get. And the more the waves, waves there are. Now, by the way here, I just picked this up. I'm not really sure why, but it bothered me that it was laying on the ground, and I want these seeds right here. 4 more tomato seeds. Let's go ahead and get all of them so we can plant this. Now, what's really good, if you don't know what to plant in the beginning, I would make it a mix of tomatoes and carrots. Carrots give you more food value, and tomatoes give you more water value. Okay, the beetroot and... Well, those are the only 3 in the beginning that you have, so it doesn't really matter. And let's go. I'm just trying to organize here a little bit. Let's leave this up here. Components and this. And blocks I'm going to put on the bar just in case I need them. There we go. So now that we have this here, it's sorry that it's dark, but it's when you take a bucket of water, you splash it, it becomes darker. You have to splash each one of them one time after you plant it or before you plant it. For every cycle, you just need to water once. That's it. So you can do it before you plant or afterwards. And of course, there's ways we can automate this later on, which is a lot of fun. Because everybody does it different. I've seen a couple people play it And everybody does it different, and I came up with my own version that I have not seen anybody else do, but we'll get to that. So now the other thing we can do is, and why don't we do it just so it's a little bit quicker, you can also use fertilizer on them, okay? And it shows it to here, right here on the on the spillboard how to do it. You know, place the soil, plant the seed, pick up water, splash it with water, fertilize it, and then wait. And of course, fertilizing just makes it faster. So we're gonna go ahead and then you get these sparklies on them. And I'm just gonna do it here once in the beginning, why not? It doesn't really take that long for stuff to grow, guys. I'm gonna leave this right here, and I think I'm going to leave my other soil bag is here as well, because once we find a place that I actually want to call home, I have a certain idea I want to do, then we're gonna build a vehicle, and then I can come back here and pick up all these things, right? What you can also do here, well, this is not that good. This is a bunch of pipes in a scrap wheel. Of course, you cannot move this, by the way. You would need it. Well, you can move it like this. And this is, by the way, where this lift comes in. Any kind of vehicle, anything that is not connected to the ground and is not an item, so anything you build, you can pick up with this lift. And then you guys can see I can go somewhere and place it somewhere else. And then, of course, this is also good for if you want to work on it, right? While it's up there, the suspensions don't take any weight, nothing like that. And if you're done, you just break this again, and then your vehicle comes down. I just heard the noise. There's a noise when they are fully grown or throughout the stages, and you guys see the carrots are now sticking out. This one... Oh, no, this one is not done yet. You guys see I don't get the right click. So I must have planted this a couple seconds later. By the way, just now I was looking at this, and then I lifted this up, and I took out the wheel, and I got 2 bearings. So that's actually pretty cool to have. Just something to keep in mind. I did not do this on my first playthrough because I had no idea how anything worked, like I said. Alright, right click, we're gonna pick all of this up, or you can also, I think, press E, yes. But I like the right click because you can hold it down. E, you need to keep tapping. And the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take these 9 soils with me. Because wherever we're gonna go, we're gonna live near water, hopefully. The mechanic shop is hopefully near water. And I want to plant this, of course, because we're gonna need to keep making food. So, let's go ahead and just organize a little bit here. Now, I have 1 and 5 cans, so it stacks up to 5. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this and drink it. So I have this 1 extra spot, and I'm very thirsty. There we go. And I'm gonna eat a... Actually, I should eat a tomato because it gives me more water. There we go. Like I said, carrot gives you more food. And I don't even know. This one here, it doesn't give you a description of what it does per se. And I guess I leave these on here. That's fine. I got plenty of food and water now. I did read on the forums that a couple of people were complaining that they should call this to... scrap mechanic starvation. I have not had problems with hunger or water once, and I was a complete noob to this game, right? So one more thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring a little bit more ember. They stack up to 10. I'm gonna use a 3 that it doesn't have any flames around it because they hurt you. I do want to get as close to 10 as I can. Well, only 2. That's a stingy tree. And there's probably a couple boxes around here as well. I did not explore. So that is 10. Perfect. So that's how much I'm going to take. That's going to come in handy. Yep, there's a box. Good. Another tomato. I'm glad. And there's another one. And I hear you. Ah, don't knock me in the flames, you knucklehead. Alright, let's try this other thing out. By the way, I have not done this before. Flash water, you see? And it only works on these big guys. It does not work on the little ones. But I have not done this before. I always just walk backwards. I must have missed this one earlier. Because we ran right by here. Pretty sure you guys saw it and I didn't. Alright, so anything in the beginning here, by the way. This beginning area... And I think this right here is always the same on every world, on every save game. But then right over there is where the road starts. And that's like a main road that splits off on many parts. And everything from here on out is procedurally generated. Okay, so whatever world I had in my first test world, I won't know because this one here is going to be different. Like I said, you're going to get so many circuit boards. It is crazy, but we are going to loot this here. Oh, scrap wheel. Oh my god, 3 of them? Seriously? See, that's where you run. No. And let's see. There's another one. I want to spread them out if I can. I've never used this bucket and now it's going to come in really handy. Oh my god, so many of them. Are you kidding me right now? Wonder if I can run away fast enough and they're going to let go. I have no idea. Oh my god, that's not... Okay, there's one. That's good. I think that was the one that... See, that was fighting the cow and he cannot hit me as long as I keep walking backwards. And I take the free scrap metal. Now I just have to figure out how to split these other guys up. Because of course I'm out of water, but it saved me. Whew. They got the blood pumping. Okay, so... Oh my god, there's so many of them. They're protecting these buildings. And once you kill them, they're gonna be gone for a while. Oh, nice. They're all going after that cow. Sorry, Betsy. And thank you, Betsy. There's probably more in here. But we're gonna use this opportunity. You can crouch by holding down control. Yep, there's one guy right there. Alright, bring it on. Yo, you. You with the pitchfork. Yes? You gonna come? Oh, he's gonna be sneaky. Right there is that building that I looted just now. And then you come across these outposts. They're everywhere. And they are really good source for materials. All this wood, and then of course all these scrap planks, walls, and so on. And there's also... Excuse me. There's also... Usually... There should be one right here. I just saw him a minute ago with the big antenna. One of the... Whoa, hiccups. One of the little bots. And every one of these places has seeds and usually soils. And everything else is decoration. These lights are pretty cool, but they don't stack. So I'm going to leave it for now as well. There's more soil. So, oh man, nice. Lots of lights right here. And awnings and everything. And there's always an upstairs in each one of these buildings. Yeah, with a mattress. I actually don't know. No, we cannot sleep on these. And potted plants. And so on lots of blocks again. You know what? I'm actually going to take... Oh. I'm actually going to take these with me. They're really handy for building your first vehicle. I think their durability is decent, right? Yeah, 3. That's really good. And very lightweight. So they're not bad at all for your first vehicle. So we're going to take those with us. And a little bit of this wood here. Because you need a lot of wood to make stuff. Not going to take the seeds or anything. And this is probably just a hop and a skip from where the mechanic shop's going to be. So we should be fine for now. I can always run back here and get it. I really want to find that place so we can start putting stuff away. There it is. You see the big glowy wrench? That's the mechanic shop. So this is going to be just... Oh wow, there's water on both sides. That is cool. Because I am actually looking... a lot of people are using this mechanic shop as their first base. And there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's nicely lit up. The walls are indestructible and so on. But the problem that I found is that it's usually too far from water. And secondly, usually, I played one world. I'm talking like I played this a million times. But when I played, mine was really far from water. Much closer here. That's really close. And if you block off the 2 main entrances, and then you have your farm outside, because, again, I think you can place the soil on this, right? If it's some natural ground, yes. But on like inside the building, you can't. Or, I don't remember if I've tested this. Can we place it on here? No, you cannot place it on something self-built either. So it needs to be on some natural, well, I guess this is not natural, but you guys know what I mean. Naturally generated terrain. Otherwise you cannot make a farm. So, but like I said, there's 2 entrances, and this is really close to the water. Man, that's lucky. Oh, but I was thinking of being close to it, so I can find my way home easy, and I wanted to live on a peninsula like this, and this is amazing to make the farm, because they're gonna come from all kinds of directions. And then that way I only have one wall that I need to defend. Oh boy, this is a good spot. I got lucky here, I think. I hope I did. Alright, there's a bot. Okay, so let's come in here first. Let me show you. Right there, we're gonna get a master battery. This is gonna be that regular crafting terminal that we had on the ship. And then we have this thing up here where we can make bots. And it requires power. Alright, let's go ahead and get that power. It's in pot number 2 up there. At least that's where it was for me. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same here. And you just hit there. You guys just saw it. And there's one guy in there. And it's a little bit hard with this door. There we go. If we get in its way now, it's going to stay open. And now we can fight this knucklehead. I'm going to steal his battery first. Let me get outside. I don't like to fight in there. Are you going to come? Yoo-hoo! Yes? You see? Oh, he only did 20 damage. Interesting. I wonder if they changed it, because there was an update today. They usually always did 30 damage. Alright, we got a component, that's nice, and another thing to scrap. And now we can start putting stuff away. I mean, right here in the beginning, I'm going to stay in this mechanics workshop. Alright, but I'm also not going to have a farm with more than 9. So I'm not going to have... Oh, that was close. So I'm not going to have any of the invasions, right? The raids, I think they're called. Pick it up. Let's scrap this one as well. And then we're going to get rid of a lot of the stuff in the inventory. And set up our crop plot right away. And let's get rid of some of these veggies here. Yeah. Good. Let's eat one more. Fine. There we go. Like I said, look how much food I have. I have 7 of these. I got all these veggies. I don't know why some people are having problems with the food. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in here. Bam, power restored. And we have access to the same stuff that we had in the other one. But the most important one is this right here. And this is what I'm hoping to get done today, and that is to make this craft bot. It takes... I just need one more component and I can make it. Perfect. Because that one allows us to make chests and other engines and wheels and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's just go ahead and... where is it? Right there. Let's go ahead and put this one... Whoa. By the way, this noise is from this robot over there. This terminal. Actually, you know what? Let's use this over here. Put this thing down. And let's put some stuff in here that I won't need right now. I'd like this. Like right here would be a good spot somewhere. Perfect. And then I should have... really? You don't want to have more than 9 in the beginning, guys. You don't want to have to fight off these waves every night. Or it's too much, okay? So, like I said, right now I'm just gonna go ahead and use the carrots and the tomatoes. There we go. And now the nice thing is that I don't need to move far. Wow. How did I miss? Yeah, perfect. So I can just turn around and water this really easy. And then you set it and forget it. Now, by the way, the farm bots attack your crop. So if one of them happens to walk by over here, it will destroy the crop itself, not the soil. And from what I've learned is they aggro on crop and they aggro on the player, of course. And last, the craft bot that we're gonna make once we get that 10th component. And they seem to, that's what they aggro on. That's from what I found out. So, like, if I have just random things in the world, whatever, let's just say like this bucket right here. They don't care. They don't attack that stuff. They come after certain things and it will destroy everything in their path. Okay, so do I have any more soil? So let's start putting this stuff away. Right? You can place a lot of things in the world. Like, I don't want to keep any of these seeds on me right now. So when we go looting, I have more free inventory space. There are certain parts that you cannot place in the world, like these bearings. But there is a trick that you can... Like, I can place it against something. Like, apparently these circuit boards right here. But the way I do it is I just put down a block. Or two. And now I can just place them up there, right? So they're out of my inventory. And we're gonna keep... Actually, you know what? There's no reason for me to keep these because they're for the vehicle. So I'm gonna leave this here. And I am going to leave... I'm gonna keep these. I'm gonna keep the components. And my... No, there's no reason for me to take this much food. That is way too much. There we go. Let's do it like this. And I'm gonna eat these first. Okay, so I'm gonna take these with me. And for now, we are just gonna hang this stuff up here somewhere. Right, because we're gonna need that later on for when we build a building. I do want to build something myself instead of living in the thing here. But for now, there's no reason not to use these blocks. So knuckleheads cannot just walk in willy-nilly, you know, and I'm gonna get more of them, of course. And you can also take these irrigated sheets here and set them up. How tough are they, by the way? Not at all. So they're more for like if you want to protect your wheelhouses on your car and so on. Because the thing is, you know, when they destroy this, they just walk through. That's one block. So that doesn't make much sense. Oh, there's another one. Bam. All right. So we need components. And I see one victim right there. And I also saw in the distance a building right there. Oh, he did hit me for 30. Okay. By the way, let's check out the underwater so you guys can see that. It's really cool. It's pretty. And these things here are going to be really important. You just right mouse button and they give you crude oil, which you need as a crafting ingredient as well as turning into gas. 5 of them make you 5 gas, I think. Yes. And these you break open with your hammer and there is glue clam. 3 of these turn into a glue. So these are, you're going to spend a lot of time underwater harvesting. And there's also, in that lake that was next to my first world, there was a deep hole. And when I dove into it, there was a green and even a yellow loot chest in there. So that is really handy. I'm just going to get a couple of these because I forgot what we're going to need in the beginning to make our first car, which is our main goal. We need a car. That's the first thing you need to do. And a little bit of air. If you want to stay on the top, don't hold down space, but hold down W. So now I'm not doing anything actually right now. But in order to get up to the surface and stay on the surface, right? And then you can hold down control to dive down. And of course you can also sprint. And it looks completely different, by the way. In first person, he looks like he's walking, right? With the hammer out. But when you go into third person, you actually see him swimming. Or her, whatever model you chose. So you guys see, this looks like he's walking, right? It's kind of weird. But anyway, so I'm going to get a couple of these things here and then I'll make my way up to this house, to this building. I came back to the pods here. I don't think there's anything in the other ones. There's no storage, nothing. But most importantly is press E on one of the beds here. Because now if I die, I respawn at this bed, which is next to the mechanic shop, right? So I'm not all the way back in the beginning, and then I need to run here. So before I go in this building, because it's a really big building, so there's gonna be a lot of bots in there. I'm just double checking, because maybe if it's procedurally generated, there could be some loot in there. I'm not sure. And there is usually a box right between the two pipes. At least there was for me. So I guess that is also random. Yeah, there was always a box right there. Okay, cool. So we are gonna go ahead and leave this stuff here. I don't want to... These don't... I think... Yeah, you place them by one. So... Oh boy. I guess I do have a lot of inventory room. This stuff here, by the way, stacks at places in 10. Which... Or even 20? I'm not sure. I don't remember. So I'm gonna just go ahead and take these clams and just put them here. I don't want to carry them because this is a big building, so there might be a lot of loot in there. And I did bring enough to make exactly 3 glue and this if I want more gas or whatever I need it for. And yeah, this stuff I'm taking with me. Now it is almost midnight, so I'm just gonna walk to the building here and then wait until the daylight comes out. And if there's nothing interesting in it, then I'm just gonna loot everything and I'll meet you back in the mechanic shop. By the way, there is no pause button. The only way you can pause the game is to log out. There's also no saving. It just does it automatically. And just as a fair warning, I did not know about that. Go. Okay, just as a fair warning, apparently you cannot stop other people or people on your friends list in Steam from joining your game. There is no setting for that. So if you want to make sure that people cannot join your game, you need to go in offline mode or invisible or whatever it's called. I just wanted to... I didn't know about that, by the way. I just thought... I found out because I googled if you can pause this game, right? Because sometimes you need to go to the bathroom or something. Or you just need to catch your breath because you just pooped your pants like me. And that's how I found out in a post that you can't do that. And the other part about the people joining your game. Is it a green one? Yes. Another component. Love him getting all these components. We're gonna need so many of those. But they do come they're not too hard to come by. Okay, so we're at the top. We got only this one knucklehead left here. Oh yeah? Oh my god, I missed with the bucket. Are you kidding me? I thought I'm gonna use the bucket on the last guy. Oh, another component. Perfect. Alright, so now that we have all this, I'm gonna head back to... Really fast, apparently. So that's how fast I'm going back. Where did those guys come from? I walked around the entire upstairs. Okay. That's fine. Gonna head back there. You get an indicator right there. You guys see that's where your bag is. And they're on the top and I'm on the bottom, so that's good. I'm gonna get some of this corn here so I can find me a Betsy on my way over there so I can heal up a bit. And the cows were right over there. Yep, right there. Okay, so I'm only gonna get 2. Is there another corn? I'd like to get 3. Take 3 per. And it's also... let's just do 2. You kind of want to spread them out. Because otherwise this one is gonna eat 1. And then this guy is gonna eat 1, right? There's 1, 2, 3. All we should need. And we should get 2 of the milk. So otherwise, you know, you split up the walk milk. So later on, you can get a potato gun and then a French fry shotgun. I never had either of them, but I know the potato gun, for example, 3 shots with it kills one of these voodoo bots. Yeah, only needed 1 more hit. Look at all this scrap. There's 4 up here. Holy. Yeah, here's another peninsula. I'm just running back here. I saw this earlier. This one is a little bit bigger, but it doesn't have any of the steeper cliffs around it. Like, I think you can walk out of the water all the way around. And I'm not sure, you know, how the bots work. If they're... What if bots come from over there, but I only defend on this side? That wouldn't make any sense, right? So, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be an episode or 3 before we actually start building our big farm and, you know, set up defenses and so on, because that has to be in place before I'm gonna plant more than 9 things. Speaking of, I'm gonna make my way over there real quick, and everything should be fully grown. And then we can replant and then make our craft bot first, because I always need food. Let's eat this banana because they give a lot of food. Yep. Where is it? And everything is fully grown. Thank you. And potato, and there it is. Okay. What do we have more? That's milk. Water is easier for me to get than actual food. This inventory is cleaned up. We just need 2 more circuits. And we're gonna make this craft bot. Blam. Very nice. That is all I wanted to get done in this first episode, and it's quite cool. There's a lot of noise and yada yada, but then it falls down right here. Boink. I like the thing. And you can leave it here, or you can just, you know, pick it up and put it where you want it. I like it to here. Which way is facing? Bam. Okay. And it has an input, and it has an output. So this is how we're gonna be able to automate this later on. I don't want to say automate, but so we can have storage next to it, and we'll just pull the items directly from the storage, right? So I don't need to pick up things. I need 6 of this, 8 of this, and so on, right? But now you guys can see here a lot more stuff. We can also now make the paint tool and the welder, and then here's all the blocks we can make so far. I'm not sure if there's more that I can unlock or whatever. I have no idea. These are all the parts, you know, for example, the glue. We can make gas. We can even make our own fertilizer if we, soil if we want more. And then all kinds of pipes and decorations. I think all of this is decoration. These are not actual pipes. Like, they don't transfer liquid, right? I don't think they do. No, I'm pretty sure they don't. Even though there's a valve. Maybe these here do. If you guys know, please let me know. Because as far as I know, it's interaction. This is where everything is. These things right here, the vacuum pipes, that's what you can connect to the vacuum pump, for example, or this large chest, or the sides right here. Whenever you see this connector type here with this square green corners, that's what this is used for. And now here, like you guys saw, this is what I'm after first. So I need lots of wood, lots of metal, and let me show you guys how to make that. So this wood is refined from this. What is this actually called? Scrap wood blocks. Okay, and the ratio is you get 10 for 20. That's why it's so good that you collect these. And then the metal blocks right here, it's 15 scrap for 10 metal blocks. And then this right here is where you need the ember. Okay? This is the metal block 2. That's what it's called. And down here, you guys see unlock levels. Right now, I can craft 2 items. If I craft something, it will go in here. And then I can craft another one, and it will put it in the cube. Okay? And you guys see there's no symbol here, like an infinity symbol. It's not an infinity symbol, it's a sideways 8. It's a circle pointing at itself. I don't know what that's called. A repeat arrow. That when you get to, I think, level 3, that appears. So I can, for example, just say, you know, craft this endless until you run out of materials in the chest next to you. So that is what that is for. And I guess I'm gonna wait for morning here because I do want to show you one more last thing here. Sorry. And that is for this right here. Now that's the embers. What was the other thing? I think it was the wheels. Yes. where we get beeswax. Okay, so let's see if we can find some beeswax. I'm looking for big boulders like that right there. That's perfect. But before we go there, I also want to show you guys how I'm going to get a lot of wood between episodes. This one here is perfect. You just hit it a few times and then the tree falls down. I forgot to yell timber. I'm sorry. And then you need to hit this a couple more times. Now you guys see this turns into a plank, kind of. And then you refine this. And that's going to give me the wood blocks. These right here. The scrap wood blocks. And then I can turn those into the wood block. So I'm going to, I'm going to process this here in a minute. You can also remove the stumps, which I like to do. So when I'm driving around, I don't hit those. There's some corn. I'm just going to get this just so I have it. So I'm going to do a lot of looting and harvesting trees and so on between episodes because there's a bunch of stuff I want to get ready so we can make our first vehicle, right? Because that's when everything starts. Because just doing it by hand, that doesn't have any future. It's too tedious. So right there is some bee hives right there. This is actually a nice one because it's easy to get to. Some of them are on really high cliffs. And you just hit it and it spits out a bunch of beeswax. That's it. Okay, the bees don't do anything. So if you played Ark and you're worried or anything like that, no. No problems at all. Where did this last one? Okay. And bam, bam. So that's where I get the beeswax. Oh man, this one only had 2. Is there another rock? Oh, right here. Because you do need quite a bit of this stuff here. So I'm going to harvest metal from the bots, mostly. I'm going to get more beeswax. I'm going to get wood by chopping down trees. I'm going to loot these chests whenever I see them. I'm going to go diving for more clams and more crude oil. Okay, this one is nice because I can just walk right up to it. So that's a good one. Okay, and there's even another one here. Perfect. So guys, actually, let me check here real quick. 1 hour and 33 minutes I've been in this world so far. And I just checked that by logging out and then loading the game. Oh, I didn't know that your lift gets reset when you log out. Interesting. Okay. I just wanted to check that so you get an idea on how long... how long it took me to get to this part. So really not that bad, right? And... I did go about it quite fast because when I played it for the first time, the survival, this took me 4 hours to figure out at least. I had no idea what the mechanic station is. I stayed in the spaceship or near there. I didn't know about the farm that was right next to it and all these things. So I was just walking around. I did not know what to do, right? So that's the one thing that this game I think kind of needs is just give you a pointer. Like, if you look for a battery. Well, it does tell you to put a battery, but it doesn't tell you to look for it, right? Or where to look for it. And then this first battery is so far away from the spaceship. While on this mechanic shop, it's literally in the mechanic shop in one of those tubes. So that's kind of funny. But anyways, guys, that's it for the first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you'll join me again for the next one where we're going to start with the first vehicle. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.